Hello guys, so today I was going to teach you all how to take care of a baby. Oh, and you just but I'll clean it off in a second. Well, today I was going to be teaching you how to take care of a baby pigeon. And I don't know if taking care of like a homing pigeon or anything, like any other type of pigeon is different from taking care of a feral pigeon. If it's the same, then this video will be fine, but if it's different, if it's feral pigeon is a different care from other pigeons, then this video is only for feral pigeons, but I'm not sure about that. Okay, so we're gonna start off with feeding. So, now he's hungry again. He sees the bag. All right, you're gonna sit over there. Okay, so I use this. It's K-Exact hand feeding formula. It's available on Petco's website, and it is also available in store at Petco, but you're more likely to find it at the Petco website than in store shopping. I know Chewy.com will also have this. So now I'm going to show you something. So it comes in like a formula. It's like a powder though. It's a formula, but it's like a powder when it first gets. See what's it? So like looks like one of those like cornstarch powder, but it's not. It looks like that. It's like a powder. So not these little bags. And this is one size, the large size. It's not the largest. It's like second to largest size. That actually comes with a little scooper. I'll show you this. It's like this. A little scooper this big. It shows you what you need to put as formula. So you take about how you're gonna make the formula. You take about like 75% full. Now this guy, I've had this pigeon. He is growing, so I decided to do the video. He's growing really well. He's getting his feather. Well, he doesn't have any feathers yet, so and he can't really walk too well. But I can see he's starting to get those little tubes. And I've had him since day like 2 or 3. He was 2 or 3 days old when I got him, so he was really young. No feathers, no tube feathers, no nothing when I got him. Just that yellow fuzz. So it was kind of hard to take care of him. It was. I did the same thing. I just made the formula more liquidy. So I'm not gonna actually make the formula. I was gonna show you. So I get 2 containers, either cups or containers, whatever you want. I have a cup and a little bowl from my old bird cage. Oh god, ew, it's sat in the poop. Ugh, I gotta hold on, guys. I gotta get paper towels for that. Wipe that off. Alright. So there we go, that wiped off. I'll continue. So we take our 75% full scooper here, full of the powder. We're just gonna pour the powder into a container right here. We're gonna fill this cup. Well, this specifically for this cup, I'll give you the idea of the size. It's sort of like this compared to my hand, so it's kind of small, but it's not that small. So see this big gap? See all these like ripple lines? Now where this big gap is, I fill it from the very bottom all the way to the first ripple on the gap. Oh, yeah, he wants the food. So right on that first ripple is where I'll fill it up with water. I'll microwave the water for about, well, you don't have to microwave it. You can find other ways to heat it, but I microwave it for about 9-10 seconds. And usually it's a room temperature, that's what it should be. Not warm. I mean, not warm, not hot, but not too cold. So once you have like a room temperature, now let's just say it's too hot, you add some more water, like cold water to it to make it room temperature. And remember, the water must be purified. It can't be tap water, or most likely would die the bird. So once you have this filled up, you're going to fill this container with the powder up until maybe only a small amount. So stupid iPad. Hold on, I gotta readjust this. Okay. Hold on. Sorry, my baby pigeon is running. No food. Alright, so now we're going to see we have it like this, and all of it's going to be filled with water, Now I drew my hands, that little bump right there. Only a little piece should be sticking out of the water. And you're gonna get like a back of a spoon or a stir, and you're gonna stir this all up with the water until it becomes like a liquid paste. Now once you have that liquid paste, now there's a couple of options you could use, but I don't really know what I don't know what I fell there. Salt here, I was eating toast before. So once you have like, it's gonna be like a liquidy paste. Now you're gonna take your container full of the paste. Now you could use other tools to feed them. I use this. It's like a, you know, those like bags of frosting. You would put this on top of that bag and squeeze it, and it'd pour out the frosting. So I took one of them and I taped the bigger hole there, and then I left this one open so baby bird would stick his beak inside of the little hole, and the formula, the liquid formula, would be inside this, and then he'd sip it out. Now I'm going to show you your visual what it looks like. Now this is optional, you don't have to do this, but I extremely recommend it. It makes life so much easier. Now wiping a baby pigeon's chest, because sometimes the formula will drizzle and drool right down to their chest. Now it's really annoying. I mean, you always are going to probably have to wipe their beaks and maybe around the beaks and on their faces, but necks and chest are really annoying to wipe. So to make it easier, you're going to take a big sheet of paper towel, you're going to rip off a decent chunk. Now I already pre-made this. I usually change it it's like a bib. I usually change this little bib every 1 to 2 feedings. I change it. So I used it last feeding. I'm going to use it one more feeding, which I'm going to feed him another hour. I feed him every 3 to 4 hours. So now I'm going to feed him in another hour. So here's how you make the bib once you have your little square paper towel. Take one end, the fattest end of the paper towel, and you're going to rip so it's like a good rip. And now you're going to take your baby, going to put him, this only works for like not older babies, but like this size, because he's not really too old, so I don't want to say older babies, just bigger, like when he was 3 days old. It doesn't work unless you maybe make a tiny version of the bib, but it's a little harder. I didn't even make a tiny version. He wouldn't even really drool when he was little. Now he gets excited, so see how he's like bouncing around. Okay, so you're gonna take your ripple here. Now you're gonna put it around his neck, not too tight, but not too loose. Now you're going to close it up with one hand, and now you're gonna have this thing filled with formula. You're gonna let him sort of stick his beak in that hole. Hold on. So there you go. And then he might let it go soon because there's nothing in there. So he'd drink it. He'd drink the formula, pretend his beak is just in here because there's no formula, so he's not really going to drink from it. So pretend his beak is in here, and you can give a little tap. Now he will drool a little on his face, and let's see how a little bit of his neck is exposed. It will go down there, but you can raise the bib. And you keep doing that until this is empty. And then now to know when you're done feeding him, now I just fed him 2 hours ago, so you can see his crop here is like mostly full. And you're gonna want when he's really done feeding, like after you're feeding him, it's gonna be probably a lot more full than it is now. But when you're done feeding, you're gonna see right here on his back, you're going to see 2 little bubbles on each side, like not really large at all, just sort of like little bubbles, sometimes filled with air. Okay, and then that's how you know he's full, and he will keep crying for food, but he's full. He's just like, he'll keep crying for food. So that is how you know when to stop feeding him. And now I'm going to show you what temperature to keep him in a second. But before I show you what temperature to keep him, hold on 1 second. Okay, and before I show you what temperature, I can show you like a little environment I made for him. So, my toast I was eating before. I wasn't finished with it. So I gave him a little shoe box, and he just pooped in it a few minutes ago before I did the video. Now I put like some paper towels. there, and I let them sit, and when it gets filled with poop, you know, I'll change them. And we will have to change maybe twice a day when they're little babies. And you'll take that out, put a new one on there, and then you have your shoebox. Now I took the top of a bird cage off, and then I put it on top of the shoebox because I do have cats, and I shut this door and lock it all the time. But let's just say, I don't know, maybe my mom or one of my brothers comes in and let's say, you know, opens the door and forgets to shut it, you know, and maybe the cat might come in, so the cage will probably protect him from getting eaten. Well, let's just pray the cat doesn't get in. Okay, and now I'm going to show you, so we have the heat lamp right here, which it keeps it, but if it's really hot out, you won't need the heat lamp. If it's really hot in your house, you won't even need the heat lamp, but right now it's kind of raining out. It's summer. It's June 8th today, but it's raining and cold, so I keep them at 90 degrees Fahrenheit. So the thermometer says right now, well, actually it says 91, 89, 91, that's fine. And humidity, I wouldn't let it go, you know, I wouldn't let it go over 65, you know, 40 to 50 is good, 55, around that. I have them at 50 right now. So I keep them around the 50% humidity and 90 degrees around that area, 91, 90, 92, probably the hottest, and 88, 87, probably the lowest. But right now it says a 91, and I'd always prefer it a little hotter than colder, because they do get cold easily. But once, usually around 11, usually like 13 days old, these little tubes on their wings will sprout, and these little back tubes will start sprouting feathers, and he'll be sort of covered with feathers on the sides, and that's when he'll still need heat lamp, but you're going to have to give him breaks throughout the day from the heat lamp, and eventually, you know, by the age of 2.5 weeks, you're going to probably just start to, probably like 2.5 weeks, maybe 2 weeks, you're going to probably not even want to put a heat lamp anymore. It's going to not need it, unless it's really cold out, like winter cold, then you'll put a heat lamp for him. Okay, and that is all for the temperature and box and like environment. So I showed you feeding, and now weaning. They sell these special seeds for weaning. I forgot what they're called. And you like feed. You soften them up, and you soak the seeds in water. And when you're in the water, they'll kind of like soften, become mushy seeds, so it's easy to pick up. I'll show you. I still have some from when I had a baby cockatiel. I bought him at the age when he was still like ready. He wasn't fully ready. Right here, hold on, I'll read the name to you guys so you can search it up. Hold on, I can't read that. Let me set it down so I can read the name. So you can search it up online and get it if you need. Now let's see. Now I can't read this. I guess it costs $15 for a big bag like this. Never really used it too much. Now I don't really know how to pronounce that, but you could just take a picture, write it down. I'll give you a couple seconds. Just perna pellets. I know pellets, but I don't know the first word. Okay, so you can just copy that down. I got this for birds only. I think it closed down temporarily, but that's where I got my cockatiels. Really good store, actually. I liked it there. I recommend going there if you want a bird. Not big a selection though, not too many birds there, but it's good. Pricing's not too high, sort of average. Okay, I'll put these back in my bird box over there. I have this little room where I keep my birds in. It's a little messy. Oh, a couple seeds fell. Okay. Okay, so I showed you the weaning and feeding, and now handling. You could handle it. People ask me handling. Now handling is fine. You can handle your baby. People think the oil on your hands might damage it, but no, it's fine. Just not all the time. Like when they're babies, don't hold it like every second of the day, but you can hold it. they're fine. Okay. So now that I showed you the pretty much basics on how to take care of a baby pigeon, and when they grow up, they do actually make pretty good pets. That's why I might keep him if he even makes it to adult. I'm not so sure. I don't want to get my hopes up because they are. Just so you know, if you ever do find a baby bird, if you're not up for the challenge of taking care of it, because they need a lot of this care, you can always bring it to a rehabilitator. Now, pigeons are actually allowed by the law to keep. So, and that is all for today. And please like and subscribe for more content. And leave me a comment if you want some questions or in the comments below. Thanks for watching.